Welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or my list and sideboard guides before tournaments, check out Patreon or the YouTube membership program. This channel is made possible by these amazing sponsors. Check out all their links in the video description below. Once again, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing some Modern, and this is a brew from subscriber Mr. Toots, who has me playing Red Prison. This deck is inspired by the Legacy Red Prison deck, which most of the core of the deck is legal in Modern and Legacy. What's not legal in Modern is the mana. The whole premise of the Red Prison deck in Legacy and other Stompy decks like it is that you get 2 or 3 mana on turn 1 and do something stupid that your opponent can't really catch up with, and you kill them while they're struggling. This could be a Chalice of the Void, Trinisphere, Blood Moon, a Goblin Rabble Master, and just start attacking. Between Chrome Mox, Ancient Tomb, Simian Spirit Guide, City of Traders, it's pretty easy to get ahead on mana in the Legacy format. It's much harder in Modern. They've banned all those cards that were ever legal, and some of them were never legal. They sent a firm message with the ban list that they don't want this sort of thing happening in Modern anymore. Chrome Mox has basically always been banned, but we did have Simian Spirit Guide for a very long time before that thing finally got clipped. And I think it's the right call, but it does hurt deck like this. And the only thing left in the format really is Gemstone Caverns. Caverns, if it's in your opening hand and you're on the draw, you can put it into play and exile a card from your hand, and then it taps for any color and starts the game in play. That's kind of like a Chrome Mox, but it requires a very specific lineup of things to go right. The other closest thing we have is Ragavan, which does not accelerate on turn 1, but it does jump you from 1 mana to 3 by attacking and making a treasure, and 3 is where the magic happens in this deck, so I roll everybody. Ragavan's in the deck. It's both an early threat that requires an answer from the opponent, and if they don't answer it, it turns on the rest of the deck. The rest of the deck is prison elements and things that kill your opponent quickly. We got 4 Blood Moon. That's pretty effective in the format right now. 4 color control is everywhere. Trinisphere, which is not usually a Modern card, and the Modern curve is much higher than the Legacy curve. Trinisphere is not going to affect something like Omnath from coming into play, but it will obliterate any Cascade deck. It will slow down Murktide in dramatic ways. You can't pitch cast elementals with Trinisphere in play. I mean, you can, but it also costs 3 on top of the pitch. Pretty annoying card to deal with. Our threats include Bone Crusher Giant, Fable the Mirror Breaker, Goblin Rabble Master, Squee Dubious Monarch, Seasoned Pyromancer, and Fury. And then hidden in the mana base, we also have Sokenzan and Den of the Bugbear. Assuming they're not mountains. But if they're mountains, I hope it's worse for them than it is for us. And something this deck is doing that the Legacy version doesn't do is main deck Graveyard Hate in kind of a heavy amount. Because in Legacy, if you can stop spells from being cast with Chalice of the Void and Trinisphere, you don't have to worry about the graveyard that much, because most of the graveyard combo decks are also highly efficient spell decks. But since we're not that good at stopping spells, we do need to play Relic, and this deck is pretty weak to Murktide Regent, so we need to keep that thing from arriving until they're too far behind to do anything about it. The list you're looking at is kind of a hybrid. Mr. Toots sent me the Gemstone Caverns Trinisphere kind of shell with this particular threat base with the Rabble Masters inspired by Legacy. There is a mid-range mono-red Obosh deck already in the format that has a lot of similar ideas. And I kind of hybridized them together. I kept the spirit of Mr. Toots' prison deck with the Trinispheres and the Rabble Masters for that Legacy feel. And then I put in some of the stuff that I liked from the Obosh deck. Unfortunately, Obosh himself did not make it, even though he and I share most of a name together. But with Unlicensed Hearse, Stonebrain, Chalice of the Void, Chandra Awakened Inferno, Shatterskull Smashing, these are all cards that I can't play if I play Obosh, and I figured the upside is not worth the downside. I'm sure there will be points in this league where I wish I could grab a companion, but there will also be points in this league where Shatterskull Smashing pitches to Gemstone Cavern, or kill something, or it's a land drop, like whatever I need. So that's what I'm doing here. Red Prison, hybridized between the Legacy version of the deck and the mono-red Obosh deck that already exists in Modern. Let's go do this thing. I'm on the draw in round number 1, and this hand is great against any creature deck and bad against most spell decks. I'm going to keep it. There's a lot of creature decks in Modern. Something like Hammer, I would love to see here. Chrome Coast, Sigarda's Aid. Hammer it is, kids. Oh, I even drew the rag to kick it off. Have some faith in your deck, folks. Even if your hand looks a little wonky, which this one did, you might just get there. What I don't want to occur now is my opponent playing Esper Sentinel and immediately equipping it with Hammer. I would like an opportunity to hold up Bone Crusher Giant. It looks like I'm going to get that opportunity. And I have a wide open swing with Ragavan here. They could flash in Lion Sash or something and trade with it. They're not going to block with Inkmoth. Hey, I took your hammer. I'm just going to leave that in exile. I have no use for that. Hope they needed that. Okay, they are passing the turn again with no plays. Another mountain, another Bone Crusher, so I can crush twice now. Is it time to trade an Inkmoth neck? Nope. Still not interested. Take another hammer. How about that? An Ornithopter. I'll play that, yeah. That's a freebie, and it blocks the Inkmoth Nexus once. This Ragavan is just going to town. I probably should have played Blast Zone this turn. That just covers the Sigarda's Aid, covers a spam of creatures that could happen. Does kill my Ragavan, but yeah, I should have played Blast Zone. Hope I don't get punished. Green and blue in this build. Interesting. What is all that doing? Tapped Hallowed Fountain, Esper Sentinel. That also dies to Blast Zone. Okay. I can fire off both Bone Crushers in the end step. I'm going to stomp the Esper Sentinel. If they flash in a hammer in response, I can stomp it again. And if it just dies, then Ragavan gets to connect again. They didn't respond to the Sentinel trigger with the hammer. Spell Pierce. Okay, fair enough. I will pay for that. Paying for this is better than casting a second Bone Crusher. At least this way I still have one in my hand. Alright, that was weird. Expected the hammer at all points there. Never came. I will attack first this time before making a land drop. And Ragavan triggers. Exiled a Windswept Heath, but getting the treasure is big deal. I'll play a Blast Zone, and I'm not going to play my Bone Crusher. I think holding up Blast Zone is just the safest thing I can possibly do here. And I don't want to get cheesed. This green mana makes me think, like, are you Collected Company? What is your deck doing that wants that? You're still Paladin in play. Just going to go to my turn. Them having flash equipment is a concern for me. Gemstone Cavern gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. I'm just going to start by attacking with Ragavan. No luck yet for them. Still getting in there for me. Springleaf Drum. Does that matter to me? It can turn Ornithopter into a mana source. That's pretty cool. Springleaf Drum. And I can Blast Zone, clearing Sigarda's Aid, and Bone Crush the Pure Steel. I could also just Fury pitch Fable right now and see what they want to do about it. I'm going to do that. Because this leaves up all my other interaction. As much as I'd love to hardcast this Fury. Alright, yeah, they've just had enough. Never got off the ground. They had a strong start, and then it just didn't happen for them. So Chalice is in the deck mostly for the Cascade decks, but it's pretty solid on 1 against this deck. But I have a ton of removal in my 75, and a lot of it costs 1. So I think my removal is a better bet than Chalice. I don't need Relic for this matchup. Spikefield Hazard, secretly nutso. Name Slash is solid. The Rag just went coast to coast, love that. Trinisphere is interesting. I am on the draw, so Gemstone Caverns is live. Shatterskull Smashing is good, Fury's good. Maybe it's a Rabble Master? Because I'm not really running this deck over. Blood Moon is great. Their Urza Saga deck at baseline, and this particular build has 3 colors in it. I'll take those odds. Yeah, I'm going to cut a Rabble Master here. And just bring in a bunch of removal. Pillage is in the deck. Destroy target artifact or land. But at 3 mana, that's not really what I'm looking for. I'm going in like this. Okay, a ton of efficient removal and Ragavan. This looks like the hand I want. Springleaf Drum. I kind of want them to Ornithopter into an Esper Sentinel and give Fury a giant buffet on turn 1, but they didn't indulge me. Shinka plus Ragavan's actually nuts because now Ragavan becomes very difficult to block if it has first strike. The fun of Shinka. There's a Saga, there it is. Stoneforge Mystic, that's a good card. And they are holding up mana for a Blacksmith skill, if that's what they've got. And Cauldron Complete, okay. That's their plan this game. So my plan is to remove Stoneforge Mystic from play by any means necessary. I'm going to start by playing Sokinzan, and I'm going to play a Pyrite Spellbomb. By playing Pyrite Spellbomb, I can attack with Ragavan, offer a trade. If they just block, then their Stoneforge is gone. If they don't, I get a Rag trigger, then we see what happens. And then I can invoke Fury. Took another hammer. It's probably casual mentality to think that's funny, but call me a casual because I think that's funny. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pitch Goblin Rabblemaster to Fury the Stoneforge. Then if they have Blacksmith skill, I could still Pirate Spellbomb it. I'm just covering all my bases here. And this is the only order that this sequence works in because Pirate Spellbomb is the instant speed thing. And now I'm holding up Spikefield Hazard and Pirate Spellbomb activation going into their next turn. And we see the pause here. I think they have it, and they're deciding if they want to trade their Blacksmith skill for my Pirate Spellbomb right now. They've floated white, then unfloated white. They are truly struggling with this situation right now, which is what I want from my opponent. Awesome. And they ended up just letting it die. So land lets them make a 2/2 construct, and then that construct can also tap for mana if they want to do all that right now. Your Steel Paladin, okay. That's a reason to save your Blacksmith skill. Hammer. Okay, so if they draw a card off of Hammer, I can at least... I think they have the skill here, but I'm going to at least make them tap their Pally and let me connect with Ragavan on my turn. They get to draw a card. They would need a 0 in order to have Metalcraft. And I can kill a Memnite in instant speed. Can't kill an Ornithopter. Just hope they don't have those things. And I have right now to try to figure out how I'm going to kill this Pure Steel Paladin as well. That's rough. It looks like Pure Steel Paladin's going to be alive. I can make a little Goblin Buddy. They're going to have 2 hammers next turn, or Hammer and Shadow Spear. I think I need to Fable and try to dig into a Shattering Spree. Give me a removal spell. They don't play very many of them, but I would love to have one. Okay, Ornithopter can block. Gives me a little bit of breathing room. Put you into play, and then cast Fable. Make a Goblin as well. Squee can be cast from my graveyard, so the Fable has a little bit of free money there. Assuming I get another turn at all. So they'll tutor up either Hammer or Shadow Spear, which draws a card. And then if they have a second Hammer, I'm in trouble. Shattering Spree still helps me get out of this, but that's about it. Springleaf Drum, okay. Esper Sentinel, okay, I can kill that. They can equip for free, but not as an instant. They're going to load up Pally pre-combat, and then move it over to Sentinel for blocks, and I can kill the Sentinel with Spikefield Hazard. I'll absorb the 2 damage that I can. This Ornithopter is not doing anything else for me. I have 2 cards left, Cauldron and 1 Mystery. And I'm going to respond to their re-equip here by hazarding the Sentinel. Oh, they didn't re-equip. Interesting. Well, then I'm not going to hazard the Sentinel. Bone Crusher Giant, not helpful. I'm going to discard Squee and Bone Crusher. Squee and Bone Crusher gone. Needed a Shattering Spree, didn't get it. 13-13. 3 Double Strike does not stabilize against that. I still take 10 damage. Okay, I guess I'm going to spike the Esper Sentinel and try to get an attack with Ragavan, see if I can buy another blocker. I have to leave back the Goblin. I have to survive another hit with this and then take another swing at Shattering Spree. Exile the Hallowed Fountain. I'm sure they didn't want that. Squee Dubious Monarch can come back. That's not helpful or important. I guess I'm just casting Fury, blocking for 5, being at 1, and trying to do something next turn. And maybe this is a situation where Pillage would actually be good. If I could kill the Hammer, this Pure Steel Paladin would not be a big deal. Yeah, I'll bring in the Pillage for game 3. I'll take my ugly blocks. Go to 1. Giver of Runes, sure. That's trouble. Blood Moon, not what I'm looking for. Attack with the Ragavan. See what happens. No block. Give me some action. Be a Path to Exile. Nope, Exiled Urza Saga. They got this one. Okay, one big idiot is trouble for me. I can kill many small idiots, but one big idiot's bad. The Pillage could kill a Hammer on those sort of stable situations. Chalice stops Hammer from arriving, but it also stuffs a huge percentage of my deck. I think I just want the Pillage. To make room for that, do I cut another Rabble Master? I'm worried about my ability to actually win the game, but not losing is pretty important against Hammer too. Another turn 1 Ragavan. This one comes with turn 2 Blood Moon. Keep. Den of the Bugbear, Ragavan, and go. Hallowed Fountain. And Esper Sentinel. I have 2 options here. I can serve with Ragavan, see if they want to trade, and then jam Blood Moon if they don't, or I could just spike this and get the engine going. I'm going to spike the Esper Sentinel, because even if they don't block, my Blood Moon will draw them a card. And I'd rather just keep the board empty. I have Pillage on 3 as well. Having a second Ragavan is the only reason I even thought about it. It would have been just a no-brainer to clear it and bash if I didn't have the backup one. But I did. This also gives me 3 mana to Blast Zone next turn in case of emergency. Sanctifier Envec, okay. This card is a problem, but it's why Blast Zone's in the deck. It's why Pyroid Spellbomb is in the deck. I could also attack with Ragavan. If they block, I can Bone Crusher Giant them, and then damage can't be prevented this turn. That's part of Stomp, and that's why protection works. I'm going to Blood Moon now, though, and set up the big Stomp for next turn. I don't know how many basics they play. I don't want them to have a Pure Steel Paladin in play. And I could pillage their planes. I'm going to go the prison route here. Another mountain from my opponent. Ooh, that's the complete nuts. A Pirate Spellbomb, get in there. And I'm going to Spellbomb their Sanctifier. If they have Blacksmith skill, that's fine. We can deal with that next turn with the Stomp. Okay. Hexproof and Indestructible, yep. That does stop those things from happening. That would have also stopped the Stomp, so I'm just going to roll through this. That would have also stopped the Pillage. I'm more interested in the Pillage than I am in the Pyrite Spellbomb. Giver of Runes. Okay. You're annoying. Now let's see if they know the magic rules. I'm going to take kind of a risk here. Oh, Fury changes things. No, it doesn't. Okay, I'm going to Stomp Giver, and then I'm going to attack. If they know the rules, then they might not block, and if they don't block, I get to Pillage. And if they don't know the rules, they lose their Sanctifier. Okay, cool. Damage can't be prevented. Goodbye Sanctifier. And backup Ragavan coming in. There's a long pause right now. It seems my opponent was just rereading Stomp, trying to figure out what happened. That would be my guess about that pause. Okay, I got 2 more removal spells, including one that clears their only mana source, and a 4/3. Chillin'. I am ahead here. Let's try to keep it that way. Their next turn will be very important to them. It just passed with no play. Oh my god, Trinosphere. Gonna attack with Rag first. Opponent just asked in the chat why their Sanctifier died. Yeah, it is kind of tricky. Protection has the qualities of your creature cannot take damage, cannot be targeted by, and cannot be blocked by things of the color. So even if I were to stomp, I can't then Fury the Sanctifier because Fury still targets. They do need to end up in a combat situation where they have to block me because I can't block them. They still have protection. I can't target them. They still have protection, but damage is not preventable, which is one of the 3 aspects of protection. Okay, they made no plays on their turn. I could try to just shove them out of the game with Pillage. If they have Blacksmith skill, I'm blown out. Trinisphere doesn't really help here because they do have a ton of mana. All right, I'm going for the Pillage. It's time. It looks like they do have the skill, or they have something to do here. They're spending a bunch of mana in response. March of Otherworldly Light. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that clears my Blood Moon. Then they lose their Plains, but they don't really care about that. Okay, good play. Wish I could follow up with Trinisphere, but I'm 1 mana short. I could just lose right now to a flurry of Sigarda's Aid, Hammer, activate Inkmoth Nexus. They have exactly enough to do that. Uh-oh. I'm scared. That's Sentinel. I'm less scared. Stable. I could just cast Fury. Get another Ragavan connection in. Yeah, I'm just going to cast Fury the hard way. Hope this works. Cool, that's gone. And Ragavan get in again. I would love for them to jump block with Inkmoth. They could have combo killed me last turn, and they didn't, so I'm just going to play like they don't have the Hammer and the Aid. Maybe I'll pick up another Ornithopter to block with anyway. That would be great. Exiled Temple Garden. Okay, pass the turn. That March was really good. Off their 1 Plains on the last chance to do it. Sweet play. Kept them in this game. Springleaf Drum. Okay, that one's less good. It does let them block with a 3/3. They can make a construct, block with the 2/2 construct, and then animate Inkmoth Nexus before damage, which would clear Ragavan. I'm still just going to make my attack and see if they want to risk the blowout on that one. Because if they do make that play, and then I kill Inkmoth Nexus, they lose everything. And if they make that play, it means I'm connecting for 6 with Fury. It looks like they are aware of it. Yep, that's the line. You got it. The opponent's at 4. Wait, did I have lethal if I attacked with Den? Ragavan would have connected. They could have been at 1. Ooh, questionable. I think I'm just going to leave up Blast Zone this turn, which can kill Shadow Spear, kill Hammer, kill Springleaf Drum, kills nothing that belongs to me, and then I'll let Fury finish this game off. Construct is created. Tutored for Haywire Might. Okay. That answers the next Blood Moon, kind of. Gains 2 life when it blocks Fury. I guess those are the things that they're playing towards right now. It can kill my treasure token also. If they attack with a construct, I'm just going to take it. I can afford to lose 4 life here. I don't need to save 2 life by cracking my Blast Zone. And there's a good chance they have a second main Esper Sentinel or something. Or Sigarda's Aid, something I want to not deal with. No attack. I believe that is the correct call for them. I'm going to Blast Zone. They might as well kill my treasure token because they're losing their Springleaf Drum and their Haywire Might anyway, and that's a self-contained interaction. Yep, that is happening. I'll float red. Not that it matters. I'm not using the mana. I don't care if my treasure is exiled because it's a token, it goes away anyway, and the gain 2 life is not related to this spell resolving or the ability resolving. Okay, their creatures are down to 2s. Remnant Ruins is sweet. I'm going to Trinisphere here. This flushes out a Blacksmith skill and stops any combo kill that they could have next turn. It's going to take them 6 mana at this point to put a Hammer and a Sigarda's Aid into play. And they only have 3. They have to block here, or they're dead. Alright, Trinisphere, carry me home. And now I can F6 because I can't play cards under my own Trinisphere anyway. 3 cards. There's a Sigarda's Aid. Slow and steady. It's a 5 mana play to activate Inkmoth Nexus, then equip it under Trinisphere. Oh, hell yeah. Just more pressure. Rabble Daddy, let's go. They have to block Fury, so they're taking 1 here. I don't think it's possible for them to win. At least not this turn in 1 shot. They have to play something that I don't even know. Like, I'm trying to imagine, because 2 goblins plus Rabble Master is 6 damage, and then Fury is also 6 damage. They have to, with under a Trinisphere, they get 1 spell this turn, and it has to stop both Fury and at least 1 of the goblins, and set up the win for the following turn. I don't know what that is. I guess another Paladin, or what is this called, Sanctifier, could slow me down. Stoneforge does not do it. They don't have time to put Cauldron between me and my army at this point. Okay, yeah, they're dead. Cool. That Trinisphere clutch at the very end locked it down. That was a grindy game 1, much grindier than I thought it was going to be. But on to round number 2. You come here to level up at Magic. To level up as a software engineer, check out the new YouTube series Dev Better, hosted by the founder of 7 Factor Software and Magic player, Jeremy Duvall. 7 Factor's small teams of high-performing engineers build custom mobile apps, APIs, and highly scalable systems for Fortune 500 companies and ambitious startups with great ideas. If you'd like to hire 7 Factor, or maybe join their team, contact them through their website at 7factor.io. And don't forget to subscribe to 7 Factor's YouTube for every episode of Dev Better. I'm on the draw in round 2 with a Gemstone Cavern. I'm in. Unfortunately, nothing exciting to do with 2 mana, but let's jump to 3 quickly. If any of my top 2 draws are mana sources, we're cooking. It's the old turn 2 Fable. I'm going to pitch one of the Flame Slashes. That just seems like both the most replaceable and the worst card in my hand. We're in there. Pitch a Flame Slash. Okay, here we go. Party time. Forest. Ignoble Hierarch. I guess I'll just stomp that. I have 2 mana to spend. Let's go. Save the 1-drops. Heck yeah. I'll go to my turn and stomp it, is what I'm saying. In case that wasn't clear. Because if I bolt it now, then I go to my turn and just don't have... Or I could bolt it now and then hold up stomp on the next turn. Okay, I talked myself into it. Splat. Den of the Bugbear right on time. I can stomp something this turn, Fable next turn. Yeah, that's not a wall of roots. I'm sorry, did you have intentions of playing this particular game of Magic? Because I'm not interested in that. Turn 1, on the draw, kill your creature. Turn 2, kill your creature. It was turn 0, on the draw, kill your creature. Turn 1, kill your creature. Turn 2, Fable. Good stuff. This does feel like Legacy right now. Grist the Hungry Boy. I don't really want to Flame Slash an insect token, but I'm not above it. I am gonna discard 1 of the relics. This is a graveyard deck, but I don't want 2 of this effect. Oh, Spikefield Hazard, let's go. That lets me save my Flame Slash. Okay, I'm gonna spike the insect, attack the Grist, get a treasure, and I think I'd rather play Relic here than Bone Crusher. Just in case they get something going. I don't want that to happen. Grist, milled over Blood Artist, that's gone. Another Relic. That's all 3 of those that I play in the main. That's kind of nice. Gonna attack Grist. If they block, they don't have a creature to minus with. If they don't block, Grist can't minus because it's at 1. Fine either way. If they Chord of Calling for 2 here, we could end up in a situation. Okay, fair enough. Wall of Roots. Okay, I can Flame Slash that. Second main, Flame Slash the wall. Play the Bone Crusher. And I'm still holding up Relic activation. And Grist can kill Reflection, it's fine. Stringroot Geist. But I have a Relic. Okay, they're making another bug. Probably the right call, considering I have this Relic face up. That lets me go into my turn with Reflection active, though. Ooh. Yuck. Yuck for you, yay for me. I think I want a second Bone Crusher, because those can kill Grist on their own. 4 power, big deal. If I attack Grist with everything, I get a treasure. I can stomp the Strangleroot Geist and then exile all graveyards before blocks, and then replay another treasure, or replay a relic. Kind of like that. Stomp the Geist, and in response to its trigger, exile all graveyards and draw a card. And let's see if they protect Grist or just leave their insects in play. Try to get a Court of Calling or Yawgmoth going. Yeah, that makes sense. Relic, exile the Grist. They have 1 card in hand. If it's Yawgmoth, they could get some cards off the ground here. Okay, here we are. They have 1 card in hand. Could be their engine card. We'll find out together soon. We're attacking with Insect Token. Does that mean it's going to get Eldritch Evolutioned into something else? Grist. Okay, just had more Grist. That means this insect's going to get sacked. Probably destroy Reflection. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I can... Alright, well. Lightning Bolt. I'm just going to kill Grist and play the Bone Crusher from exile. Bolting the insect, then dashing Rag is just needlessly aggressive versus this deck that needs creatures to get off the ground. I have enough mana to put my big creature into play and hold up Lightning Bolt for the turn. Just let Ragavan do Ragavan stuff next turn. They're not blocking here because they can't save Grist anyway. Keeping your insect is free. Exile Grist. And Bone Crusher comes back from its adventure. An adventure is quite a mechanic, isn't it? All these creatures that just curve into what they want to do. Like Brazen Borrower and Bone Crusher Giant. Some of my favorite cards. I play Beanstalk Giant in a lot of EDH decks. Big fan of that one too. With my treasure up, I can pop Relic or Lightning Bolt something as needed. They have 2 cards in their hand. I think the scariest thing they can do is Yawgmoth, which is not even that scary. Alright. Grist number 3. Taking a bug. Okay. I will continue wading through these Grists. I'm not going to bolt. Okay. Now Rag's a little interesting. Because I can give Rag first strike and make the treasure. And if they block Rag, then Grist dies. Yeah, here we go. This is pretty gross, actually. Shinka, the Blood-Soaked Keep, once again, coming in big. Wow, simply no blocks. Fair enough. Yeah, I guess if they need critical mass with creatures for Court of Calling that I just stole from them. Were you hoping to top deck this? Sorry. Okay, I will exile one of their cards from the graveyard and then pass. Courting for 1 here just doesn't do anything. Like, I could put a non-dashed Ragavan into play, but I just don't care. That's not a play I want to make. Okay, Yawgfather is here. I can bolt one of these insects and just deny some of their options. Okay, I'm going to let them have the Yawg as is. Because Bolt gets me through combat better next turn. So combat gets weird next turn with Yawg doing Yawg stuff. Maybe I'll just draw Flame Slash. Squee, that's a real attacker. I'll exile a card from their graveyard. And I think I just fling my crap at the wall here. The Lightning Bolt can finish off Yawg no matter what they block. There's no humans on my battlefield. I could give Squee first strike if I spend a treasure to cast him. I think that's fine. I'll get a treasure back anyway. And attack with all my friends. 4/3 is just so big. Tremendous creature. What I expect here is they block a Bone Crusher, shrink that Bone Crusher. Like they block Bone Crusher with Insect, block Bone Crusher with Yawg, and then block something else with an Insect, and then they shrink the Bone Crusher that's being blocked by Yawg, expecting to win that combat. Okay. Oh. They started to do something different, and then changed their mind. Okay, cool. Lightning Bolt will finish off Yawgmoth this turn. They do get to draw a bunch of cards in the meantime, but it's okay. I'm shrinking that Bone Crusher and shrinking Squee. It is the minimum damage they were able to take this turn. Lightning Bolt the Yawg, and I'll play this Ragavan they know about, sandbagging the Ragavan they don't know about, and I can still Relic if I need to. Red cards. Re-Yogg. Not as scary with no other creatures around. Not going to pop Relic yet. Still doing okay here. Still pushing through. That land was a good draw. Now I get to fire up Den. Yeah, I'm just pushing for damage now. They can't stop all this. Bang! Mono red control. Okay, Stone Brain can take the Yoggs out of their deck, which makes things a lot easier. Pirate Spellbomb is removal, which is kind of fine. Unlicensed Hearse sticks in play in a way that Relic doesn't. And Chandra Awakened Inferno. -3 deals 3 damage to each non-elemental. That's a pretty good ability. Chandra is the maybe. I want some number of Stone Brain. I definitely want Hearse. What are my cuts here? I don't really like Trinisphere. Their most important cards cost 3 anyway. Eldritch Evolution, Chord of Calling, Yawgmoth, etc. I do like the Graveyard Hate. I do like the Spikes. I like the Slash. Ragavan's kind of medium in this matchup. He's just smaller than all of their sticky creatures. Yawgmoth is a deck that plays Magus of the Moon, but that doesn't necessarily mean it wants to get mooned. I'm going to go a little lighter on moon effects. And then what does this do to my plan? If I bring in 2 Stone Brains and both Spell Bombs, and both Chandras, that's 1 too many cards. If I just go 0 Ragavan on the draw, is it ever going to connect? That gives me an extra Stone Brain. Yeah, I like this setup. Let's go. Gemstone Cavern already earned its spot in the deck, so excited about that. Well, this one's tough. I'm on the draw with a 1-drop cantrip and a free spell. How many lands are in this deck? I think it's like 24. There's 19 plus the 5 MDFCs. So there's 24 lands in this deck. And there are 53 cards in my deck right now. This Chandra is basically already a mulligan. I'm so far away from that. Yeah, I'm going to mulligan this. This hand is the same but worse. Still a 1-lander. Okay, I am keeping this one, though the Gemstone Caverns probably is not getting used at this point because that requires another card out of my hand. I'm going to bottom Rabble Master, and I guess it's the Cavern itself, and hope to draw another mana source on the way up, because I have Bolt and Stomp to buy time, and then Fable to pull ahead. This would have been a great 7 to look at. Would have been the exact same curve as last game. Turn 0, turn 1, turn 2. Bang, bang, bang. Do still have the Bolt, though. I still have the Stomp, and I just drew the land for Fable. Prosperous Innkeeper. That is a combo piece. Ooh, Spikefield Hazard. I'm going to hold on to the Spikefield Hazard, and I'm not going to stomp this Innkeeper right away. This doesn't matter till they're comboing. They can shove Yawgmoth right now, though. Okay, if they're not doing anything with their whole turn, I'm going to spike the Innkeeper in the end step. Maybe I should have spiked it earlier than that. I forgot about Eldritch Evolution. Fable, let's go. Make a little Goblin Buddy. And end step Endurance, sure. That is a juicy creature. They can chord for 3 right now with this Dryad Arbor. They tapped and then untapped some mana. Not sure what's going on here. I think they have Eldritch Evolution, and then they realize they're supposed to attack first. Be a great turn to draw Stone Brain. Rabble Master. Yeah, I'm going to use Fable's ability. I want to get rid of Rabble Master, actually. And I'm not excited about Soken'Zon either. Alright, yeah, those can go. Get paid. They currently have only Treasure as sources of non-red mana. Attack with this Goblin. Can't wait to get blown up by Fury, or by Endurance, but I'm ready. Alright, let's hit their eye like a big pizza pie. They were getting a chord for 2 in response, which also spent their Treasure, and I am holding Fury. Let's see how this works out for them. Wall of Roots. Alright, yeah, that's a good one. That one will work out okay. I'm not going to Fury the 0/5, but it will likely either have some damage on it from blocking or be smaller from making mana starting next turn. Green mana in the pool. They have a chord. Okay. We're getting yogged, or do they have something meaner? Dog it is. That dies to Fury. Bleeding their Dryad Arbor to draw a card and shrink my Gobbo. Okay. I get to flip into Kiki Jiki, and I get to attack. This Bolt was an insane draw. I like the treasure. I feel like they'd be kind of crazy to block with Yogg. Yeah, they know I'm a Lightning Bolt deck. Then second main, just gonna cast Fury and kill Yogg. They can sack their board to kill my Reflection of Kiki Jiki and draw 2 cards. That doesn't even sound good. That also costs them their green mana. Okay, looks like they're going for it though. I guess the Reflection's also gonna kill them. It's a tough spot when you can't cast spells and don't have any creatures in your creature combo deck. They floated a green on the way out with Wall of Roots. What does that do? Nothing? Nothing. Cool. All right. I am feeling comfortable. Another mountain. And of the bugbear that is a mountain. Attack for 7, get a treasure. Opponent's at 7. I'm just going to stomp them and play the Bone Crusher and leave them DOB. Guess they were already DOB. Now I'm going to overload it. Go. Yeah, that was a good Blood Moon. On to the next round. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. I'm on the draw in round 3, and I have a Gemstone Cavern with an accelerated Trinisphere. I'm going to keep this. Caverns is going to pitch the second Ragavan. As much as it sucks pitching a spell when I have some lands, I don't know if we're going to get there. Well, Trinisphere is the wrong one against this deck. Turn 2 Blood Moon would have been great against Tron, but looks like we have to deal with Trinisphere instead, which is, this is a deck that hilariously does not care at all about Trinisphere. And they have turn 3 Tron. I need Blood Moon. Ragavan, let's go. Do some damage, do some work. Exiled a power plant. Unfortunately, didn't exile all their power plants. And I guess I'll play the Trinisphere. If they get Tron and then have to like map and sphere and whatever, like they do try to velocity sometimes, but if they just cast Karn here, this Trinisphere is a joke. If this was Blood Moon though, we would have been high-fiving everyone we've ever met. Okay, you have Tron now. Karn the Great Creator. My treasure doesn't work. I drew both Trinispheres too. It's not even like just one embarrassing one. There are 2 in the deck and they're both in my hand. Wormcoil Engine. Yeah, that card's going to be tough to beat. And there's a 3-mana Chromatic Star. At least we did something. Lightning Bolt. Relic of Progenitus. That doesn't work. Well, this has taken a turn. The good news is we're a deck with 5 Blood Moons. The bad news is we're not getting the benefits of those in game 1. I'm attacking my opponent. I gotta spike something. Some kind of gas. Oh, I took a Wormcoil, which because of Karn, I can't cast, but I do otherwise have 6 mana. Yeah, what are my outs to a Wormcoil Engine next turn? Absolutely nothing. Got it. Okay. GG. Sometimes you draw both copies of your 2 of and no copies of your 4 of. In exactly the matchup where you get punished for that. Trinisphere, get out of the deck. I hate you. Magus of the Moon and Pillage, get in the deck. I love you. Shattering Spree, get in the deck. Stone Brain, do you do anything here? 4 cards with that name. I mean, I guess I could name whatever Tron land they don't have. Maybe. Flame Slash, they're not really a creature deck. I'm bringing in Shattering Spree for stuff like Wormcoil. I like Rabble Master. They're not a graveyard deck either, and they are a barn deck, so the relics come out. And I do like putting pressure on them. Spikefield Hazard is a land drop, though it's not a very good spell in this matchup. I still have 23 lands in the deck plus the Ragavan. I think that's fine. I'm going for it. 1 lander with Blood Moon. Gonna send it. 1 lander with Ragavan is better than a 1 lander with Blood Moon. And I'll send one of these Thousands of Fables to the bottom. We're both on 6. Let's draw a mana source off the top and get this party going. Power plant, sphere. On land. Shit. Drag, get in there. Drag Flip Cityscape Leveler. I'd love to cast that. I'm going to cast Stonebrain instead. This costs 2 to cast, 2 to activate. If they don't block or kill Ragavan next turn, I can take whatever Tron piece isn't in play from their deck. Missing land drop sucks. They know how weak I am right now. Don't dismember me. Don't Warping Whale me. Seiju the Stonebrain. Okay, I mean, that gives me a land. I would have preferred to take them off Tron forever, but this works too. A Rabble Master for damage or Fable to try to spike Blood Moon before it's too late. I think I'd rather get a Blood Moon going. Attack with Rag, in case they give me something good to cast. A Karn, the Great Creator. That card's good against Tron. Did I board in all my Stonebrains? Is there anything I can wish for here? In the Modern Grand Prix I won with Urza, Karn was the critical innovation, because Tron was a terrible matchup for Urza decks until we added Karn, and then we could basically never lose to Tron anymore. Use sideboard. Chalice of the Void, Pyrite Spellbomb, Unlicensed, so I got all sorts of artifacts in here. I will wish for probably Pyrite Spellbomb. That at least does anything. Relic draws, but so does Spellbomb if I wanted to. Okay, cool. Feel good about that. This is where they jam the natural Tron and their own Karn. Just play out some artifacts and pass the turn. Yes! Yes! Hook it to my soul. Sylvan Scrying. Okay, they have Tron starting next turn. Time to draw another Stonebrain. Or Blood Moon. Or Ragavan. I'll attack with the Ragavan again. I got an Expedition map. Do I want that? I'm going to play Fable and Expedition map. And I'm going to plus Karn on map. Now I can block. Okay. You have Tron. What are we going to do with it? Ancient Stirrings is the start. Karn Liberated. I can clear that in a variety of ways. Yeah, Karn Liberated resolves. Far enough ahead on board where I can actually just attack this thing. Okay, they want a Ragavan out of my hand. You can have that. For turn, Lightning Bolt. Discard 2 cards, draw 2 cards. I would like to use this, and I want to tuck a Fable. And let's do some damage math here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can attack for 5 this turn. And then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or if I play Rabble Master, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I'm going to discard Fury also and just keep all the burn in my hand. All the burn, all the haste. And 1, 2, 3. Pre-combat Rabble Master. Animate Expedition map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm just going face with all this. Attack my opponent's life points directly. Opponent is at 8. I took your Warping Whale. Okay. And I'll drop this Pyrite Spellbomb. I can deal 5 whenever I feel like it. I don't know that they're at 3 right now. Gotta hope that they can't stabilize on top of this. Ancient Stirrings. And like an Oblivion Stone, since oh nope, I have Karn. You can't even O-Stone. Wormcoil Engine is probably the best one you could have. There it is. Am I shoving enough damage over? Oh, I can Pyrite Spellbomb whatever they block. And then they don't gain the life, and then I win around the Wormcoil. Yeah, okay, we got this. Unless Karn does something really clever right now. If Karn exiles Pyrite Spellbomb. Alright, going after Rebel Master, sure. They block Ragavan, they take 4, and then I have to Pyrite Spellbomb. I don't get to Pyrite Spellbomb them and my blocker. Oh, Soken's on. Does that do everything I needed it to? I think it does. Yeah, this is even cheaper. I guess Den of the Bugbear was almost there too. Soken's on. Animate Expedition map. Is this the most times an Expedition map has attacked in a match of Magic? Stay tuned to find out. Attack my opponent. They take 6 no matter what they block. And then they die. 2 damage to any target. I choose this goblin. Opponent goes to 2. Then opponent goes to -1. Oh no. Warping Whale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no. Oh no, they had the whale. Okay. That was the one card they could have here. So they're at 1 now instead of at 0. That's bad for me. Okay. Do I play my other Fable then? That lets Karn clear my Lightning Bolt. But I think Karn is busy anyway. Okay. I will play the other Fable then. That was exciting and disappointing. All right, Karn ate my Karn. That turns on all your artifacts. Am I now getting Oblivion Stoned out of here? They have a Chromatic Sphere, cycling. I have exactly 10 if they attack with Wormcoil. Uh-oh, this Karn, this is going to be a problem. You get Walking Ballista and Stabilize here. And now my treasures don't work. Okay. Collecting your 10 life. No blocks. Yeah, they're going to get a Sweeper here or a Walking Ballista. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ratchet Bomb. Yeah, that's bad. That kills most of what I'm doing here. Okay, if I keep the land, I can activate Den. I think I want to discard the mountain, though. Ended up with the same card. That's cool. I can't copy in a way that I'm happy with. I could try to do the Splinter Twin trick in their end step. Okay, let's see if they let me get into combat. Okay, I'm going to attack Karn the Great Creator. None of these attacks matter. Oh, maybe I should have fired up Den of the Bugbear to take out Karn the Great Creator, because that doesn't die to Ratchet Bomb. And with Karn gone, oh, my treasures would have died to Ratchet Bomb all the same, though. Okay, yeah, fine. Yep, okay. I'm glad I didn't make that choice. Okay. Ah, shit, I should have Lightning Bolted Karn the Great Creator if they pass priority. Okay, they did this main phase, so the trick doesn't work. I'm going to kill Karn the Great Creator, though, before it's too late. And, oh, you need 2 of these anyway. It can't copy itself. Sure. All right, there was no trick. Yeah, the trick is if you have 2 Kiki-Jiki, reflection of Kiki-Jikis, you can copy them back and forth. All right, cool. I guess I can still... I didn't board in my Shattering Sprees. There's just Pillage. Blaststone doesn't help. I'm gonna grab Sokenzon. Now we're dead here. Okay, we got outtroned. I thought we had them, but that Warping Whale off the last available land. Just keep them at 1 instead of dead. GG. On to the next one. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the draw in round 4. No Gemstone Cavern this time, but I am keeping this hand. Entirely functional. Still big sad that our 5 Blood Moon deck couldn't beat Tron, but here we are. Shake it off. Opponent's on 6. Scalding Tarn. Uh-oh. Probably casting Flame Slash this turn. Yep. Good news though, Trinisphere versus any deck with Soulscar Mage is probably favorable for me. With the slash for that one, I can stomp the next one. They're missing land drops. Okay. Sokenzon, get in there, stomp the Soulscar. I don't want them getting any velocity. I'm just going in. If they have Mutagenic Growth or Gut Shot or whatever the hell, go ahead. Use it on my turn to save your creature. I picked up a Bolt for the next one. If I find the land and can Trinisphere this person who's stuck on 1 land, we're done. Come on, land. Opponent just saw my top card. Is it a land? Let me know. Tilt. Okay, I am going to dash Ragavan. They're a deck full of Lava Darts and Lightning Bolts. I don't trust Ragavan to stick around very long, and if it makes even 1 treasure, I'm happy. Yep. All the same to me. This Trinisphere, come on. But now they have their 2nd land. I have my 3rd. Okay. Time to be a jerk. Sometimes these decks have Spell Pierce. Let's hope it's not in the main. They're fetching in response. Fetching in response is interesting. I would want to leave as many lands in my deck as possible. Try to draw one, because this game's going nowhere. They've already seen the Rabble Master. They know they're under pressure starting next turn. Or they can rip an untapped land. That's cool. It's all fine with me. They know about Rabble Master. Table takes longer to get off the ground. Whatever. I'll just give them the Rabbles. Okay, we got into combat. Seems they don't have a removal spell. Or they do, they just didn't realize how this works. Okay. I get a 1/1 gratis on the house. Land number 4. They're starting to dig out of it. Hope it doesn't matter. 3 mana. Soulscar Mage, not really. What the doctor ordered. I'm going to play Fable this turn and play Spikefield Hazard as a land. That'll give me 6 mana next turn to double spell. Spikefield Cave into play tapped and pass the turn. Okay. All right. We had Trinisphere against Tron last round, but then we had Trinisphere against Prowess this round. That's more like it. Spellbomb's good. Chalice is worth any damage that it does to me in this matchup. And I'm going to sidestep my Graveyard Hate, because Relic, they are a Breach deck, but I'm bringing in Chalice, which hurts my Relic, and I have a 2-drop Graveyard Hate piece I can bring in. Pillage, Magus, Shattering Spree, no. Chandra is cool, but good chance we're dead before we get 6 mana. Blood Moon is not the worst card there's ever been. They are a 2-color deck, but most of their important cards are red, so I'm just gonna that out, and I'm gonna try it like this, and bet on Chalice being worse for them, even though I have 13 1-drops in my deck. It might have been more. Did I board some in too? It was a lot of 1-drops to bring in Chalice. Okay, I'll keep this. I've got some Ragavands I can get on the board with. Pirate Spellbomb and Stomp are both my inefficient removal spells, but it's okay. Okay, now that I have 3 Ragavands, I'm definitely putting one of them into play. That card's not great in this matchup, but it is better than the Blood Moons and the Relics that I cut. The opponent's got a Dragon's Rage Channeler to add to the board here. There are Blast Zones in my deck, or Blast Zone in my deck. Just one. Yeah, one. Okay. The mid-range Obosh decks that I borrowed some of this tech from have 3 Blast Zones in them, but I replaced 2 of them with Gemstone Caverns. But this is probably the type of matchup that those are for. A Lightning Bolt, Surveil, Mill, Lava Dart. That's sick. It's like draw card. I'm going to stomp DRC right now. Mutagenic Growth can save it, but they can't get Delirium here. They only have 2 card types. Even if they flash back and mill something, it would only be card type number 3. And then Bone Crusher can get in front of Swiftspear next turn. Shatter Skull Smashing, that's another removal spell for someday. Alright, Dr. Bones, get in. They didn't bolt it right away. That's cool. Lightning Bolt. Okay, they take some damage for that, but they do get it cleared. Fury, okay. I'm going to Pyrite Spellbomb. I'm going to point it at the Swiftspear, flush out a spell. I know the Lava Dart's right there in their graveyard, but if I can make them use that now, cost themselves a land. Okay, that's cool. And I'm going to Dash Rag. Now that they didn't Lava Dart, I'll give them a reason to Lava Dart. There it is. Okay. Yep, just working my way through all these Ragavands in my hand. Opponent's down to 2 cards, though. If one of them is Underworld Breach, that's troublesome. But otherwise, we're starting to run them out of gas. It'd be an excellent time to draw one of those Chalices. They do have the Breach, so they can play Dragon's Rage Channeler and then bolt me and get some card selection. Not a bad value Breach. Okay, instead of bolting me and getting card selection, they went with another creature in Swiftspear. Come on, land for Fury? Oh, I'm holding land for Fury. I'll go to 10 to make this happen. Yes, yes, big yes. This is worth 3 damage every day of my life. 1 card left in your hand. I'm basically just undoing the Breach here, so this is a 2-for-1 that was answered with a 2-for-1, resulting in a 1-for-1. But I get a 3/3 double strike at the other end. I'm going to put 1 on DRC and 3 on Swiftspear, just in case they do have a 0-cost spell. Okay, Lightning Bolt clears the Fury, and we're back to parity, but I have a handful of gas still. They have 2 cards as well. My cards tend to be better than their cards, on average. Am I even going to play this mountain, I guess, is the other question. I could fire up Den. Yeah, I think I want to fire up Den. Skip on the Fable and just try to make my opponent dead. Okay, we're still in my main phase. That's lucky. I get to cast Ragavan now. I can even dash Ragavan now. I'll do that. Yeah, they messed up the Rabble Master in game 1 because that triggers at beginning of combat. Den triggers when you attack. So they should have gone into combat on the Den, and they should not have gone into combat on the Rebel. Okay. Confusing my opponent with similarly worded cards. On to the final round. We are positive record locked. I'm on the draw. I think that was 5 for 5 draws. I might have been on the play once. I know I put Gemstone Caverns in my main deck, but still, come on. Give me a break here. I'm keeping this perfectly playable hand, though. No Cavern, not on the play. So no ramp, we're just going to have to play red mid-range again. An Arid Mesa strategy, okay. In the world of red v red, I would rather be my deck than a Burn or Prowess deck. Or maybe Burn is bad, but Prowess against this wall of removal that my deck offers and bigger creatures. And Trinispheres and Chalices. They even have the Relic for their Breach. I like my spot here. Fetching a Steam Vents. Soulscar Mage, and go. Okay. Just Soulscar Mage. Anything that any spell they could cast would blank a Stomp, so I'm just gonna start beating up on their graveyard and play Ragavan. They're not super high on cards in their hand. If they use a Bolt or Lava Dart to clear Rag, then that's a card that I don't have to think about when I'm trying to answer the Soulscar Mage. A Spear, Bobble, that's pretty good. Bobbling me. There's Bolt. So they do get in for 6 here. If they don't have a land, then I get to Stomp. Oh, I should have stomped before they drew for their Bobble. Target you with Relic. Stomp the Soulscar Mage. Am I getting blown out by Immunogenic Growth that I could have played around? Nope. Okay, good. Missed my land drop, but I did clear one of the 2 threats. Rest of Iteration, still legal in this format. One of the only places left you could do this. Found a land, 3 cards in their hand. A lot of gas. I need a Flame Slash real quick. Okay, I'm at 11. And I drew a Flame Slash. Exactly the card I asked for. Take a big bite out of crime on that one. Mutagenic Growth. That does save it. But it also saves me a bunch of damage. Okay, that takes 4. I'm gonna draw a card. On land. Lightning Bolt. Okay. That's good for next turn. I just shut down breach lines while moving forward with my life. 11 life is a reasonable number. Really glad to clear that Mutagenic Growth, though. That was a lot of damage I just did not take. Could die right now, though. I'm at 8. Light up the stage. Oh no. Mountain EI. Okay. This does not kill me now. They'd have to hit a 0. Or Mutagenic Growth almost kills me now, actually. Maybe don't find that. Okay, Sacred Foundry. And they've already made their land drop. They would need another Mutagenic Growth to keep Swiftspear alive. A deck, I get it. Relic of Progenitus is in my main deck. You don't have to give me every single one of them. I don't like being at 4. This life total is too low. I wish this stabilization happened to turn sooner than it did. And still haven't found another land. We're just waiting to die here. The human condition. Yeah, alright. Didn't have to wait long. At least we got that. Okay, that's the opposite side where in the last match I just jammed Trinisphere and laughed my way to the bank. This time I didn't cast a single one of my 3 drops, which my whole deck is based around. Okay, the Blood Moons. Shave on those. The Relics. Shave on those. And I'm on the play with Ragavan, so I'm going to keep that guy around. I'm just going to shave another Blood Moon. Just don't think it's that good. It casts EI and Sprite Dragon in the deck. Okay, I'll keep this one. I got a turn 1 Rag. I have Flame Slash. This one is going to cast spells and play a game, at least, compared to my hand last game. Ragavan. Opponent went to 6. And they pass the turn with red up. I don't expect this Ragavan to connect. I'd be pleasantly surprised if it did, though. Nope. Lava Dart. Too easy. Okay. No turn 2 plays, because my deck has very few of them. Soul Scar Mage. And I gotta invest in Fable here. Even if the Goblin dies immediately, dumping away the Gemstone Caverns and whatever, getting my hand fixed up is where I want to be doing here. Game Vents in the end step. Tapped. Okay. Aggressive Iteration. Makes their creature larger than my creature. Found a land. Not going to block. I do like my manas. I'm going to discard Gemstone Cavern for sure. And maybe Shatterskull Smashing, though that is also mana. Or it's also removal. No, I have better cards than that in my deck. Okay, here we go. Ramanap Ruins and Dash Ragavan. Or start with Flame Slash. They have that dickhead Lava Dart in their graveyard. Apparently I've clicked into combat. I didn't even mean to do that. But okay, I'm attacking, I guess. Sure showed me. Okay. Flame Slash the Soul Scar Mage. Keep the instant held up. And do I want to deploy Rag now straight into this Lava Dart? I think it's fine. We're going to get it anyway. I'm not going to just hold this Ragavan forever until I draw a Graveyard Hate. That's not how playing Magic works. Or at least not in a matchup like this. If I can force them to Lava Dart at a time they don't really want to, like if they don't have additional value. Now they do have additional value. Okay, I'm going to bolt now because this is not getting better. If they have mutagenic growth, it's a blowout. If they don't... Alright, they did. Okay. So they can mutagenic growth, which makes it a 4. And they can still Lava Dart, which makes it even bigger. Yep, okay. I'm taking 5 here. That was tough. Am I just supposed to wait for them to mutagenic growth and hold back my Lightning Bolt? Maybe. That seems like a defensible position to have. Okay, I guess I'm going to cast Blood Moon. Hope that they need blue cards to win the game, but I don't think they do. Lightning Bolt on my Kiki Jiki. Now out of Flame Slash range. Yeah, I think I just got antsy on the Lightning Bolt. And if I just hold it back and wait for them to growth first, they're in trouble forever. And now I'm just going to lose to this thing. The Blood Moon a turn late. This Sprite Dragon actually is going to dominate the game. I'm at 1 on board. Dead to any spell. Yes, I will cast Stomp on their face, and then I'll cast Bone Crusher Giant onto the board and hope that they literally don't have a castable spell. That's all I got. Wow, no attack with Sprite Dragon. They actually don't have a castable spell. What is going on right now? Come on, deck. Don't waste this. Okay, attack with just Bone Crusher. If they want to block, I want them to lose their Sprite Dragon for it. Sucks that my Ramanap Ruins are turned off. That would have been lethal. Okay, don't draw a castable spell. Don't draw a castable spell. What? What? They have 4 cards in their hand. What are they? All right, Blood Moon. I see you. I apologize. I didn't respect the game. Okay, a surprise game 3 that I didn't think we were going to get is now upon us. And I think my plan is still my plan here. That fun of Blood Moon carried the day. Let's go. Gemstone Cavern, turn 2 Trinisphere. Keep. Gemstone Cavern is going to pitch the Pyrite Spellbomb. I just need to make sure I hit 3 mana on time. It is not an option. Soul Scar Mage, I'm going to get the turn 0 Lightning Bolt. It worked. Can I draw the Stomp or the Chalice? Would it be even better? All right, Trinisphere. Okay, we're going to have turn 2 Trinisphere, and then I'm going to put Fable and the Mirror Breaker in front of whatever they do, and hope that I can outvalue them. Swift Spear. Please don't go too deep on this. Just take 1. Don't light up the stage past the turn. Okay, not bad. Trinisphere on the stack. Splat. Oh no, they're fetching in response. Do you have Spell Pierce? That's not a Spell Pierce. Could just be a bolt for the road. A Lava Dart for the road, even better. Cool. Okay. Now I have to stabilize against this Swift Spear. If they miss this land drop, we are just going nuts. Okay, we're going nuts. Mountain, Fable, this Goblin Shaman, plus I can loot away the other Trinisphere next turn. Could be double spelling as soon as next turn. And my opponent's not even single spelling. Okay, I'm gonna discard Trinisphere and keep Bone Crusher. I drew the Blood Moon too. I don't even think that's good, but I have it. They truly can't cast a spell here. I don't have to worry about Swift Spear getting larger. And then I'll stomp the Swift Spear right now while it's sleeping. Then I can double spell next turn. Block out their blue cards. And their white cards. We've seen Sacred Foundry. Wow! Oh my god. Blood Moon beating the Red Burn deck somehow. A 4-1 record with Red Prison here, losing only to Tron. And only because we drew both Trinispheres before we found a single Blood Moon. And this deck felt surprisingly strong. The Gemstone Cavern games were pretty gas. You can, of course, configure the hate pieces and the threats to whatever you need to answer in your metagame, but Field Hazard being a land and killing Ragavan and various hammer objects was pretty great. Having the main deck graveyard hate didn't matter much this league, but it's nice to just cycle through it if you don't need it. I do suspect that probably just more Seasoned Pyromancers is better than any number of Goblin Rabblemaster, because this is not Legacy. Even with our Gemstone Cavern starts, we can't just turn one a Rabblemaster and bet that they can't answer it, because this is also the format of Solitude and Lightning Bolt and Leyline Binding and whatever the heck. There's really good removal, and people do expect to play against creatures in this format. So I'd want my creatures to generate value on the way through. I do like Squee-Dubious Monarch. It plays well with Fable the Mirror Breaker and Seasoned Pyromancer. If you just dump it, it's like you drew an extra card. So probably more Seasoned Pyromancers in the spot of the Rebels. But other than that, this deck showed up and did its thing. Every game with Gemstone Cavern was awesome. We had quick Trinispheres, we had quick Blood Moons, we had turn 0 removal against creature decks multiple times. I like it. Mr. Toots, you might be onto something here. Everybody, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon, and I will see you next time.